Hey, everybody. Welcome to today's live session. I'm so excited to help you to unmanifest for wealth. This has been rattling around in my brain quite a bit. Let me get the comments on. This has been rattling around in my brain quite a bit. And for various reasons. So I want to make it clear before we go into the training for today's live session that I am a huge fan of the teachers of manifestation. Over there on my bookshelf, like right above my head, I have all the books. You name the book, I've read it. I should have brought that as a visual. There's like a pile of books that I have that, I've read them all. I love them all. And all the teachers that I'm going to be talking about in this training to help you to help us to kind of see what I'm talking about in this training, it's going to help you a great deal to kind of understand. So if you're watching this, there's a really good chance that you've experienced some kind of a manifestation miracle in your life. And there's a really good chance that you've kind of taken in teachings from the manifestation teachers and coaches. And welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. So, and you can let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to hear where you're coming in from. If I can let me see if I can kind of fix this so I can see the commenters. Let me know where you're coming in from. Hold on one second. Sorry, everybody. Bear with me as I kind of figure out how the heck I'm going to see my comments. Oh, there we go. Pasadena, California. Nice to see you, Pasadena. And let me know your name also, everybody. Okay, so I want to make it really clear. I'm a fan of the teachers. I love the teachings. However, there's a lot of us who have taken in the manifestation teachings, and there's a huge missing piece of the puzzle. And so today's training, I would like to offer you, it's called unmanifesting. I've never heard anybody use that term, but if we want to get it into the zeitgeist, feel free to steal that term. So here's what unmanifesting is, everybody. I'd love to help you to unmanifest. And unmanifest, meaning up here, okay? Unmanifesting is the art of us getting out of analysis paralysis and overthinking and leaning a little too heavily on the unseen aspects and not taking enough action. Okay, so unmanifesting, I'm going to show you what I mean today. Unmanifesting is getting into massive mediocre action. And through massive mediocre action, I put in the title here, I put unmanifesting for rapid wealth. And there's nothing that will get you into manifesting more rapidly than taking massive action. So I'm really excited to show you what I mean. And we're going to actually kick it off with a quick couple seconds from one of the greatest OG manifestation teachers named Rhonda Byrne. So I'm just going to play a quick clip from Rhonda Byrne so that we can all watch it together. Okay, we're going to have a little watch party. And to be clear, I love Rhonda Byrne. I think she's an amazing teacher. I think she does a really good job. And I think she's doing her job in a way that only Rhonda Byrne can do it. But I'm going to play this clip and I'm going to add some thoughts after we watch it. It's just really quick, 12-second clip. Let's watch it together.
Asks, what's the best affirmation to attract big money fast? This is so funny. I would say big money is here now. Big money is here now because it has to be here now, right? But also, Bianca, any affirmations are incredible.
Okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with her advice there. I can't criticize Rhonda Byrne, and I'm not saying she's wrong. Affirmations are fine. However, speaking as a business owner who's been doing this for over 15 years, when I go to lunch with people, I definitely give them the inner workings, but I have plenty of friends who ask me like, I don't know, how did you hit that profit target? How do you make the money that you make so that you can have a free life? And I don't just tell them to say affirmations. And if Rhonda Byrne was being honest, if she not being honest, the correct terminology that I would like to offer here is that if Rhonda Byrne was being more balanced and realistic, she would be offering some other training, some other teachings. She would be offering the things that I'm going to tell you today to help you to unmanifest. So she would say something like, I have books that I write and I have a daily writing practice. She's always writing. I have an email list that I send my promotions to. She's got an email list. She has a website. She also really quick, let's take a look at her YouTube channel. This is important. She's posting to YouTube on a regular basis. So Rhonda Byrne, as a business owner, she actually posts onto YouTube. She's doing live streams. She has shorts that her team posts for her on a regular basis. And she also has videos that she's posting on a monthly basis. She has at least one video that she posts, sometimes two. Sometimes she was doing a big promotion here for a new book where she was talking an awful lot about her book, and she was showing up on YouTube. And so when we see manifestation coaches and teachers out in the wild, I want you to make sure that you're not just listening to them and taking in the teachings of manifestation. I want you to make sure you're also looking at the way they move. Okay. So another title for today's session could be, don't just listen to manifestation teachers and coaches. Don't just read their books, actually move the way they move. Another example of this is Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard, one of the OG manifestation teachers, one of the OG manifestation coaches. I have plenty of his books. I have also the Neville Reader. It's got all of his teachings. Neville Goddard was always out there hustling. Nobody talks about this, that Neville Goddard himself, he was a great success, but part of the reason he was a great success is because he was very prolific. He has tons of books. He was always pounding the pavement, offering seminars, offering teachings. He was very altruistic, and he wasn't charging a whole lot, but he was charging, and he had a big following because he was doing his life's work. He was actually getting out there and doing the thing. Do you know what I mean? So I think a lot of people in the new age community, I think what's kind of happened, why I'm calling this unmanifesting, is because we can tend to lean a little too much on the divine beloved for taking care of everything. Now, the divine beloved wants to and will absolutely take care of everything that the divine beloved's job to take care of. Now, I believe the divine beloved, or the power that you would like to, whatever you would like to call it, insert the name of your choice. I believe that power, it's not meant to spoon feed us our transformation as business owners and as beings on this planet. I know that doesn't sound as fun and as glittery as sitting in the lotus position saying, I want a Lamborghini, and then getting a Lamborghini in your driveway. And to be clear, some of that stuff can happen. I wonder how many people here have had an idea of something you wanted to manifest and have it come to fruition. There's a plenty of us. Leave me a little emoji if you've had something in mind that you wanted to manifest and then you brought it to fruition. Let me know if something just fell into your lap. I'm not talking about working really hard for something. I'm talking about something falling into your lap. Almost everybody that's messed around with some manifestation, you've had a little something here or there fall into your lap. But most of us that have used manifestation for something like creating a business, creating, substantive wealth, creating, a great deal of success that's consistent in our business, that usually comes from the things that I'm going to tell you today. Unmanifesting. I'm calling it unmanifesting because the first step is always we got to program our mind. We really do want to get anchored into the truth that is that you're an eternal being, and we want to plug into the divine beloved moving through us. And then we really are encouraged. What I'm encouraging you in this episode is to move like a manifestation coach. Don't just listen to what they're saying. So if you have a favorite manifestation coach or teacher, I want you to continue listening to them if they really uplift you and give you great, a great feeling in your body, because some of them are really great. They're really great. But I think that some of the results are limited. And I think there's many people who have had experience with. There's a manifestation coach that's coming to mind that I'm not going to name any names, but she's got like a multi-$1,000 manifestation package that she sells for something like $4,000. You take the course, and then there's manifestation. It's fluff, and I mean it's not fluff. And I'm not talking down about anybody else's work, but I'm saying you get in there and you're told to think about what you want. And it's a lot of affirmations, and it's a lot of think about what you want, but she's not really she's talking about all the stuff, but she's not talking about the fact that she's buying ads. She's not talking about the fact that she has a YouTube channel that she posts to on a regular basis. She's not talking about the fact that she has an email list that she nurtures. She's not talking about her copywriter that she has. She's not talking about all the different moving parts of being a business owner in this world. So my number one tool for being for helping you to build wealth, I'm here to help you really do your life's work, by the way, not just build wealth, but help you to do your life's work. The number one thing that we can do to build wealth is to do our life's work, AKA starting an online business. That's my number one favorite way to create wealth. Because when we have an online business, we're escaping that trading time for money paradigm, but plenty of people can make great money even in a career. All the stuff that I'm about to lay out for you, it probably applies for you as well. But creating a business for ourselves, and many of you are already business owners, and that's why you're on my channel. So we have a business, and with that business, we can then sell our products and services to many people at once. And so the thing that's tripped a lot of people up in our generation is we've accumulated a lot of these spiritual teachings. And we all know by now in here, many people, like 90% of the people that are on my channel, subscribe to me, we all know in here that you're an eternal being. And we all know, I mean, leave an emoji, please. I would love to see in the comments if you already feel and know that you can do anything with your mind, and all the spiritual stuff that we've learned and gone through over the past generation. Everybody who's alive on this planet, we've had access to all of this information. We've been in the information age, and we've been taking in all these beautiful teachings from all these beautiful spiritual teachers and manifestation people, and reading all these books from people like Neville Goddard and Florence Scovel Shinn, and all the greats. Napoleon Hill, that's one that I really loved. I loved Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. That was a really great book. But now a lot of people have all this information, it in here, and it in here. But then when it comes to actually unmanifesting, meaning getting out of just knowing all this stuff and actually doing it, I'm calling it unmanifesting because the habit that a lot of New Age community people have, maybe this isn't you, but this is something that many people have, and I've experienced this myself early on in my whole journey, was sitting there, imagining, doing the affirmations, creating the vision board, and then not facing the fear of what it would take to get those things. And the Divine Beloved, I believe, the Divine Beloved's like, well, that's the whole point. That's the whole part of the whole process. So if you're a business owner and you like to double your profits, maybe have a 10x quarter, or whatever your crazy wild manifestation goals are, part of that on manifesting, getting out of the tangles of just listening to manifestation coaches, is now, okay, webinars, your YouTube channel, getting in front of lots of eyeballs, right? These are the things that, if we want to have, a 6 or 7 figure business, we're going to have to help a lot of people, meaning we're going to have to get in front of a lot of people, meaning we're going to have to let go of just listening to manifestation coaches. And I'm not saying that you're doing that, by the way, but I'm saying that kind of like, if I'm speaking to, anybody who's kind of having some frustration with that manifestation coach situation, where maybe you've been trying and banging your head against the wall and wondering, why the hell isn't this working? It's not because the law doesn't work, but it's because part of the law is not addressed in the law of attraction and manifestation teachings as they're offered by most modern manifestation coaches. So I'm calling it unmanifesting because I don't want the word manifestation. I think it's been cheapened, and I don't want to have anything to do with that phrase because the manifestation coaches and teachers will say things like, just keep going. Just believe it. It's been 6 months and you haven't seen a single dollar coming in your business. And they're telling you, just keep saying the manifestation affirmations, just keep visualizing, just keep taping stuff to your vision board. And I'm telling you, stop all that. You've already done it. It's in there. It's in your soul. The Divine Beloved knows what you want. Now let's get to action. Now let's build your YouTube channel. Now let's build your email list. I'm just kind of giving you the steps now. Now let's build out your offer. What would you like to sell? What kind of live events would you like to put on? Would you like to create a retreat for your people? Would you like to start creating excellent YouTube videos that really promote your stuff? Do you know what I mean? So Let me check in with the chat. And if you guys have any questions throughout the training, let me know. I also wanted to let all of you guys know that I have a challenge coming up, and it's starting. Another reason that I'm doing this live is because I'm really moved to help business owners to create their life's work. And there's a craft to it, and there's an art to it. As you guys already know, as you're tuned into some of my videos, there's an art and a craft to all of this. And I'm really passionate about helping business owners to really learn the craft of YouTube. YouTube is copywriting. YouTube is headlines, which is copywriting. YouTube is thumbnail design, which is a little bit of graphic design. YouTube is also a lot of camera presence, so learning how to show up for your videos. And also YouTube is a lot about promoting your products and services. So figuring out what you're going to offer and then figuring out how you're going to offer it. All of that is kind of what it ties in a lot with what we're talking about today. And so I'm really excited to let you know that I have a challenge, and it's called the YouTube Breakthrough Challenge. And that's going to be happening March 2nd, going to March 6th. And that's at brendaturner.com/YT. You can get your tickets anytime before midnight on March 2nd. And once midnight, March 2nd happens, my team closes the doors. But that's going to be 5 days of basically getting you started on YouTube and helping you to grow your channel. So if you want to start unmanifesting, AKA getting into massive mediocre action, you're going to want to join the challenge. I say massive mediocre action, by the way, that's another part of unmanifesting. So when I say massive mediocre action, this is part of the whole online business and wealth building game where we have an idea and it's in the back of our mind. I'd love to hear any of your business ideas, by the way, in the chat. Any of your offering ideas, maybe your YouTube ideas. Let me know some ideas that you have. I'd love to hear about them. And you can run any questions by me if you'd like. But you have an idea in your mind, and it's like a pristine idea in your mind. And then you start to execute on it, and it doesn't look quite perfect. And a lot of business owners, like especially when it comes to YouTube videos, you create a YouTube video, you don't love the way you sound, you don't sound quite perfect. And then you think, oh, I'm not going to post it. And then it sits on your hard drive for 2 years, and you wait and you wait and you wait. And it's been 2 whole years, and you're not building up that progress. But if you said, okay, I'm going to start posting mediocre videos and allow yourself to, you can call them whatever you want to call them, mediocre. They're not going to be mediocre, by the way, they're going to be awesome. But you allow yourself to start posting whatever you end up posting, and you're going to call it a victory. If you push that upload button and you talk about something really valuable, have a key solution, create a good video, and then you talk about your products or services or coaching packages in that video, and you keep doing it and doing it and doing it, whatever you have on your vision board, sure enough, that'll start to come to fruition. But I believe that it's like, if we don't do that, go into those scary places where you don't confront where the energy is taking you. By the way, the energy is taking you to where you're afraid. So you say, I want to make $1 million this year or $2 million this year or whatever. I want to have a 6 or 7 or 8 figure business. What's going to be required of that? And then it's like, I'm going to need to show up. I'm going to need to be in front of a bunch of people. You feel fear. Let's go into that fear. Good to see you, Queen Nala. Good to see you. Second Stream Society with D. Good to see you, D. Okay. And so let's see if there are any questions, by the way. I'm going to say that one more time. If there's any questions, I'm going to keep today's session a little bit on the shorter side, but if you have any questions, you can feel free to hit me with your questions. Okay. So I'm just going to lay it out really quick, how to unmanifest for wealth. And I know that it's not the most popular thing, what I'm saying. I know that. I understand that. But I just felt compelled to say this because I'm in Austin, and here in Austin, there's quite a few, it's just, there's a lot of manifestation coaches in Austin. And I'm always in support of all business owners, no matter what they're teaching. But I just, my whole angle with all of this is we're doing our life's work as an art, as a craft. And then from that full expression, from that full embodiment, you manifest so much faster when you're actually taking action and focused on the work instead of focused on, if we're too much focused on, if we're too much focused on the thing, like whatever the thing is, and we're not enough focused on what actually wants to come out and through you, then you're limiting yourself. If we focus on what wants to come out and through you, that's where the magic really unfolds, truly. Okay, everybody. So that's a little bit about, oh, and let me also, I did want to mention these couple, I'm going to give a couple quick tips. So number one is to get a key offering. All the manifestation coaches that you watch, they have a key offering, right? What I'm telling you is the unmanifestation, AKA act like a manifestation coach. Don't just listen to them. They all have a key offering, all of them, something that people want to buy. So make sure that you've optimized your offer. That's something we're going to be talking about at the Breakthrough Challenge. Number two is they have a way to get that offer in front of people that really want that offer. And that's what we use YouTube for. YouTube is a really great place for that. Number three is we have a list that we're building on a regular basis. That's Online Business 101. And everybody here knows that you need to build a list. And if you don't know that yet, if that's kind of new to you, we definitely want to be building a list. And number three is we want to make sure that we're having an ongoing, excellent kind of business model where we're delivering really great products and services to our customers. And so that's how, manifestation coaches kind of build. I'm just using them as an example. This applies to all online businesses. All the mentors I've ever worked with, all the business owners that are successful, all the greats, all the masters of business and manifestation, all of them had those things kind of in line. And so instead of talking around it, and saying, here's the affirmation that you should say, I think Rhonda Byrne did a great job with that answer, by the way, but I think that little piece of the puzzle that was missing is she could have said, and here's a couple extra tips. You want to make sure you're taking action. I don't really hear her talk enough about action. So I'm really a lot more leaning into the action because I think that's the yummy part. I think that's the fun part. I think that's the juicy part, not hard work. It's not really hard work, by the way, if we're doing what we love doing. And if we're creating what's inspired, if we're creating from that inspired place, it's not such a hard job. One of my teachers, one of my favorite business teachers said, we're just moving our mouth and typing. And if you're moving your mouth and typing, and if you think of it like that, you're sharing your messages, you're giving invitations, you're creating your life's work. It takes a lot of the pressure off of I have to work. Okay. And really having a belief in oneself is another part of unmanifesting is, having a belief in oneself enough that you're like a baby bird. If you imagine a baby bird who's like, I'm going to fly. Instead of just sitting there thinking, I'm going to fly, I know I can fly, the mommy bird usually pushes the baby bird out of the nest and forces them to fly on their own. I think the Divine Beloved does that with us as well. It's like, okay, you want to have a successful business, you want to build wealth, you want to have great profits, go fly, get in front of a bunch of eyeballs, create a live event, create some great YouTube videos, right? So that's how we unmanifest, is taking massive, mediocre action on a regular basis. And one last time, I'm going to just remind everybody that the YouTube Breakthrough Challenge is happening March 2nd to March 6th, and talk about getting into action. That's really going to help you to get into action, like in a major, major way. It's 5 beautiful days of creation, creativity, and building up your YouTube channel. You're going to leave with a channel map to kind of guide your way on what kind of content you can be posting to promote your business. And it's going to be epic. I can't wait to see you there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me. I have a new dog. His name is Roscoe. I'm off to go and take him for a quick little, he's now my, I don't know if any of you guys have a dog, but he's now my boss. So, it's right around walk and dinner time. He's got friends that he needs to play with. So I'm going to go take him for a walk. And it was really good hanging with you guys. Thanks so much for joining me today. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye, everybody.